Have you ever heard of the saying that facts tell, but stories sell? Well, that's completely true, guys. When it comes to like sales and marketing, digital marketing, online marketing, you have to share your story because that's how people are going to connect with you. And connection equals currency, okay? So listen to my story, guys, because I guarantee you, you'll never forget this story. And then every time you see me, you'll remember the story because it's so crazy, it's so outrageous. And yeah, I'm going to tell you this story, okay? Long story short, guys. So I grew up in Ann Arbor, Michigan, born and raised. I'm still in Michigan right now. And when I was like 24, 25, I was working at a restaurant. I was a waiter and I was going to school. My goal was to be a musician, like be involved in the music industry at some point, like on some level. Okay. So when I was at this restaurant, I met this girl. Okay. I met her. She was from Romania and we ended up getting married. Long story short, like I was completely in love with her. I was totally in love. And I was working at a couple of jobs. I think I was working at a hotel too and working at a restaurant. So I had a couple jobs going on. And I was in love with this girl. Long story short, guys, it didn't work out. We got in a fight. We ended up breaking up. But the divorce was so hard on me. Like it was so painful because I imagined, like I thought my life, like I thought I was on top of the world, guys. When I got married at that point, I was on top of the world. I felt like my future, everything was just going up for me, right? I thought like I had the winning lottery ticket. Okay. That's how I felt. I was like, man, my life is amazing. But then we got the divorce and then everything just fell apart, guys. Like I quit school. I quit my job. I jumped in my Jeep Wrangler at the time. I was driving this black Jeep Wrangler. So I called my friend up. I was like, man, I need to get out of here. Like I need to find some meaning in life. Like I need to get away because I was struggling, guys, and I was suffering so much. Okay. So we went on this road trip and we are driving through America, top down. We went from Michigan, we went to like Tennessee, we went to like a music festival. We ended up in the Grand Canyon at one point. I remember I almost flipped my Wrangler in the middle of the desert at one point because we were driving like through the desert going to the Grand Canyon, like in Arizona or something. I don't know, but we're like in the middle of the desert, guys, in America somewhere. And I almost flipped the Wrangler. So we would have been like trapped in the desert, but we made it through. So, on this journey, guys, I was thinking of like I was like I need to figure out, I need to either I'm going to heal myself or I'm going to crash and burn. I'm just going to go out, party like an animal and crash and burn. That was my mentality. But I was at the lowest point in my life. Okay. So, so what ended up happening is during that road trip, I connected with different people and somehow I found this book and it was like this Eastern philosophy, book, spiritual book. And I found the book and then I read the book and I was just like, wow, this is amazing. This is like, whoa, this is like the meaning that I was looking for. Because I was looking for meaning in life. Because like what is life all about? Just get married, work, and then that's it, pay your bills and then die. That's all there is to life? That's what I was like, what am I doing with my life? What am I here for? Okay, so I found this book, Spiritual Eastern Philosophy. I was like, whoa. And it really opened up my eyes. And then I ended up looking in the back of the book, and there's temples in the book, okay? And there's a temple in Detroit. So I went to the temple to learn more about it, and and then I studied and I connected with these monks in the temple. They're around my age, more or less, and it was completely different to me. It was like a whole different world, guys, this whole temple situation. But I was open-minded at the time, guys, because my life went from high to rock bottom really fast, guys. So I was open-minded. I needed a fresh start. I needed to do something different. So what I ended up doing, I ended up becoming a monk. Okay. I ended up becoming a monk and I was a monk for like more like 10 years, more or less. Okay. I started in like West Virginia in a temple there. Then I went to a temple in New York. Then I ended up going to India, spending some years in India too, studying, living in temples. Okay. So that's one part of my story, guys. Okay, that's one aspect of me becoming a monk. I'll say you'll probably never forget that, right? You'll never forget that I became a monk because I got married, divorced, rock bottom, road trip, right? So that's a little bit of a story, okay? So how does this connect to like me from becoming a monk, then getting into digital marketing? Because that's something I talk about from monk to millionaire, right? Because that's my journey. That's where I want to go. I want to make millions, okay? So I plan to write a book one day called From Monk to Millionaire, okay? That's my vision, right? So So at one point I decided I don't really want to be a monk anymore. Okay. Just because of different issues, guys, internal things, external things. Okay. I won't get into that so much. So But I was like, okay, I don't want to be a monk anymore, but I need money. Because when I was a monk, guys, I wasn't thinking about money. Like most monks, they don't really think about money. We do monk things, which is, meditation, prayer, studying, like, like philosophy, things like that. Okay. Depends, like every monk's different, but that's like basically what we do. And so I wasn't focused on money, guys. How did I survive at that point? The temple was supporting all my needs. The community like supported the monks. I would get donations from people here and there. I would have to ask people for donations at certain times. But once I decided I didn't want to be a monk anymore, then I realized, man, I need to learn how to make money. Okay. So how did I learn how to make money? Well, I started like trying different things, and then I tried MLM, I tried affiliate marketing, but it never really worked out for me. And then I started like teaching English online, and I did that for like 4 or 5 years. And I was teaching English online, and I was like kind of like a traveling nomad. Okay. But it was paying me good. It was paying me good money. Like I was comfortable. I was fine. I was cool with that, right? At that time. But then the company started cutting people's pay. They started cutting pay, they started reducing hours. So I was no longer comfortable. And then I was thinking, like, man, what am I doing? Like, then I was stuck inside all the time working. And I was like, man, this is not a life for me. I don't want to live like this. And I was like, how am I going to get rich? Because if I was rich, I could do everything that I want to do in my life. You know, there's so many things I want to do now. Like there's so many things I want to do. I want to travel. I need financial security, you know, because I wasn't working when I was a monk, guys. Like I need to be comfortable. I need financial security. I want to live my best life. I want to have time to do the things that I want to do. Like I really love music. I really love traveling. And now I really love, building businesses and helping people make money online because I know what it's like to suffer, guys. It got really bad for me during the pandemic. At one point, like my income got cut in, like no, my income got cut in half during that time. But also at that time, guys, like I made a bad investment and basically my whole bank account got like wiped out and it got recirculated into like all my money got recirculated into society again. Okay. I won't even tell you the details about that because I don't like to focus on the past and the past, losses, but I don't consider a loss. It's just recirculated. It'll come back times 10. Okay. So at that point, guys, it was rough. It was like, okay, I was stuck inside, overworked, underpaid, and it was just not fun. Okay. And then I finally was getting so angry because I couldn't do anything. And that's not the life I wanted to live, guys. Being overworked and underpaid. No. So I was like, how am I going to get rich? Like, what am I going to do? I tried affiliate marketing, I tried MLM. I saw people making money with it, so I know it works, but I just like something was off. Like I didn't find what I was looking for. Like there's like pieces, little pieces here were good, little pieces here, there were good. But then I found digital marketing, guys, and that's when my life completely changed, right? Now, now like I have hope and I've seen the transformation of me from like struggling, overworked and underpaid to starting to make money online with digital marketing. Like I'm part of a program where I earn 100% profit and we can earn up to $900 a day or more. And I'm learning, and I've been learning so many skills. Like I've learned how to automate my business. I've learned how to build my email list. I've learned how to create content to attract people to me. So many different things I've been learning, guys. And it's just a learning and earning process. And now it's like I went from being hopeless, because knowing that I was stuck and I was trapped in a dead end job. Like that was a dead end job, guys. Once they cut our pay in half, it was dead end. There was no hope there. There was no future. Now there's actually hope, okay? Because I'm actually learning high income skills and I've been able to generate income just by posting content on social media, okay? So it went from hopeless to hope, right? So you see how I shared my story there. Now, I wouldn't share that story in my content in complete details like that, but I'm sharing it now. And I guarantee you, you'll never forget that, right? How can you forget that story? A guy who was a monk, that, but it could be any story. See, you don't have to have an outrageous story like that. My point is, people are going to connect with you. Connection equals currency, okay? So people are going to connect with you through your stories. So why do you start your business? That's your story. Like, why did I start my digital marketing business? I started my business because I was overworked and I was underpaid. Okay. I was sick and tired of being overworked and underpaid. My company, they cut my pay in half, right? So my income got cut in half and they only gave us a 3 week notice. Okay. A 3 week notice, guys. My income was cut in half, stressed out, overwhelmed, frustrated. Okay. Until I reached that breaking point where I just like, no, that's enough. I'm done. Okay. So you have your story. Think about it. What is your story? Like, why do you want to make money online? Okay. Why do you want to start an online business? That's your story, guys. It could be whatever. It could be because you have debt, because you have a family to support, because you hate your job, you hate your boss, you hate being overworked and underpaid, Whatever it is, guys, share that story with people. Okay, because that connection equals currency, right? Facts tell, but stories sell. I can tell you 100% profit. I can say 900 a day. Okay. I can take, like, for some people that's cool. Okay. I saw 100% profit. I was like, yeah, let's go. But who did I buy from? I bought some from someone who had a cool story, who was kind of living the life that I wanted to live, right? So your story is always evolving, guys, and it's always like there's always more to add to it. But like your origin story is like, why did you start your business? So think about that, guys, and share that story with people. If you're promoting anything, I don't care what you're promoting, whatever business you're promoting, share that. Like, why did you start your business? What made you do it? Okay. What pain points were you dealing with? The pain points that I was dealing with: overworked, underpaid, income got cut in half. So I don't really share my monk story too much, but I share my being overworked and underpaid story all the time. I share how my company cut my pay in half all the time, guys, because that's something that people can relate to. They can relate to being overworked and underpaid. They can relate to having their pay cut, right? They can relate to just not being happy with their life because of a lack of time and money. So share your story with people, guys. Really get into it. So if you need help creating your story, understand, like, use ChatGPT, guys. Talk to ChatGPT. Help you figure out a good story for you to use in your marketing to connect with people. Okay. Like inside of our community, guys, I remember everyone's stories. That's what stands out. I don't remember people, but I remember their stories. Like Daryl, who was a welder. Okay. He was a welder. He quit his job. Well, he didn't quit his job. He got fired. Then he was homeless. Then he started our program. Okay. He started last year. He made over $300,000. The transformation, guys, from starting our program with nothing and then making over $300,000, guys, in like a year. Okay. So I remember that story. Welder, homeless, people remember your stories, whatever it is. Share your story with people because people buy out of emotions, right? People buy out of emotions more than anything. So they're going to connect with you emotionally, and connection equals currency. So figure out what your story is and keep sharing your story, guys. Keep sharing it until you get sick of it. Just keep talking about it over and over again, okay? Until you get sick of it, because that's how people are going to remember you, and that's how people are going to connect with you, and that's why people will buy from you, okay? That's just an aspect of marketing. I'm going to share more tips with you, but remember, always share your story. At least, every few posts, you should be sharing your story because that's how people are going to remember you, and that's how people are going to connect with you, and that's how people are going to buy from you. Okay. So I'll see you on the next one. If you have any questions or anything, drop it in the comments. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this message with someone who may benefit from it. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you. Thanks for your time. I'll see you on the next video.